Hello everyone. Now let's see the discussion of put call parity. So put call parity theorem is very important for your exam. You will get at least one question on this particular concept. And this put call parity is covered in three different locations in your book. The first topic in which the put call parity is covered is the properties of stock option. Then it's covered in the binomial pricing. Then it is covered in the BSM, Black-Scholes-Smeaton model. So instead of covering it in the bits and pieces, I've decided to take a separate session on the put call parity. It is not that lengthy concept. We'll be able to cover this concept in just 10 minutes, and 10 minutes is more than enough for the concept. But seeing the importance, I decided to take a separate video or do a separate video on this put call parity. Now in this put call parity, there are uh, uh, two uh, two parts. Okay, this discussion has a two parts. The first one is the statement, that is statement of the put call parity. And then we have the explanation of the put call parity. So the explanation is not that important for the exam, but it is very important for your understanding as usual. And the statement is very much important for the exam. So if you remember the statement and practice one or two questions in general, then you will be able to solve it in the exam. Trust me, the biggest challenge in exam in put call parity question is not solving the question, it is identifying that the question is put call parity. This is my observation that a lot of students start solving put call parity question as if it is a BSM question or the binomial question, because the formation of the question will be the exactly or the similar to the BSM question, okay, Black-Scholes-Smeaton model question. So you have to focus on what the data is, what is the data which is given to you, and how can you use in the put call parity. So let's first start with the statement itself. So what is the statement here? The statement is call price plus x into e to the power minus rt is equal to put plus stop. This tells that the call price plus the present value, sorry, the zero coupon bond worth present value of the strike price should be equal to put plus underlying, put value plus underlying. So why this should work? Okay, so the explanation. First I will give the explanation, then we will do some reconciliation. So see here, this is the, say we will assume that this is a portfolio 1 and this is the portfolio 2. Using the no arbitrage principle, this put call parity works. See here, if I assure you that this portfolio 1 will produce the payoff which will be exactly same as the portfolio 2, then obviously the portfolio 1 and portfolio 2 should be priced at the same level presently at present, right? This is fine. Like if two different assets P1 and P2 produces exactly similar payoff at the end of the period, then these assets must be priced at the same level. So let's first start with the P1. What is this P1? P1 is the long call, and long call at strike price X. Here we will assume the X is equal to 100 and R, the interest rate risk free rate which we will require for the calculation, is 10%. Okay, and then we will need long bond, that is ZCB. I'm just writing down it as bond, and the value is X into e to the power minus RT. So we will assume that at maturity, this is ZCB, this must be ZCB. Okay, so at maturity this will produce X, you will get X. X is 100 here, which is 100. Okay, now let's see what happens at T0 and T1. This is your T1. Now we will take the two cases. Okay, so case 1 and then case 2. So case 1 we will take it as if it is exercising, the option is exercising, and then in case 2 we will lapse the option. So in case 1, say underlying is 120, this is ST because now it is at the period T, and case 2 it is 90, so 120, 90. Now see what will happen, what will be the payoff of your portfolio in case 1, then we will see in case 2. In case 1 you will get the payoff of 20 from the option. How? So you have 100 strike price and current price of the underlying is 120, so 120 minus 100 is the 20 payoff. And you remember you have zero coupon bond which at the maturity will produce the payoff of 100, right? So plus 100, so the total payoff of 120. Now in second case, in case 2, the payoff is the underlying is 90 and option will lapse here, so option will produce zero payoff. But remember you have zero coupon bond which will produce the payoff of 100, so it will produce 100. Okay, so you got the payoff in two scenarios. You can build 100 scenarios or 10 scenarios just for your testing, but we are taking two scenarios only. So this is how the payoff of portfolio 1 is working. Now let's see what happens in case of the portfolio 2. Now in portfolio 2, what is the composition of portfolio 2? Portfolio 2 is generally, we in normal language we say it as the protective put. So this is put P0 at x is equal to 100, and then we have S0 at, not at, sorry, S0. Okay, let's see what will happen in case of the portfolio 2. This is again T0, T1. So we said that S0, case 1, case 2. Tell me the case 1, 120, price goes to 120, case 2, 90. This is exactly same as C. This is exactly same as this. Now we will see the payoff. What is the payoff? So to prove our theorem that these two portfolios should be priced equally, we should get the equal payoff in future, right? This will be the no arbitrage principle. So let's see. This is the 120 and then 90. So for 120, you will get the payoff of, so first you have the put. Put will produce zero payoff because put is lapsing. The underlying is above the put strike price. So 0 plus 120 because you have underlying here. So in first condition, the case 1, you will get the payoff of 120, and in case 2, you will get the payoff of, from put you will get payoff of 10. Remember, because we have 100 strike price, 90 is the underlying, 100 minus 90 is 10 payoff, and you have the underlying which itself is a worth of 90. So you will get 100 payoff. So in case 1, 120, case 2, 100. So see here, 120, 100, 120, 100. Exactly same payoff in cases. So you can build your different cases, take the different underlying price, so 100, 120, 130, 140, 150 like that, and see what happens. So you will find that this is exactly same, meaning this portfolio 1 and portfolio 2 are producing the exactly similar payoff in future. Hence these portfolios should be priced equal. So this is it. Now in this portfolio you can see that this ZCB, that is the strike price, and the present value of the ZCB is very well known. We understand and we can tell with the certainty that what will be the ZCB investment. Underlying is observed, you can see it in the market, okay, meaning finally this call option and this put option will be balancing each other, right? So if the call option, the increase in call option will result into increase in put option, or in decrease in call option will result into decrease in put option, and so on. So this is the meaning, is the balancing impact is in call, put and underlying, but ultimately in your pricing model this underlying is already observed. You readily get the underlying price, you readily get the strike price's present value. So here our the balancing will be based on the put and the call. So this is a put call parity. You have to remember the structure. So you can create different variations here just by changing the sides. Okay, how? So like say call minus put, that is call minus put is equal to S0 minus x into e to the power minus RT, like this. Okay, this is again useful relationship, and you can again create by your own. You can create different variations by your own. So try it, give it a try. Okay, so you have to remember. So my suggestion is, like, I generally don't prefer remembering the variations. I prefer remembering the fundamental rule and then using or modifying it in exam level on floor. Okay, so because you can build at least 6 7 variations from this. Okay, so based on 6 7 variations, why um, it will be just a wastage of time in remembering it. So better just remember the fundamental rule. That's it. Okay, so this is all about the put call parity and why it should work. And again, you will be, in case in exam, if you get a question, the question will be like, you will be provided with call and say you will be provided with the put price, and you will be provided with the strike price, and you have to tell what will be the underlying price. But this is a simple explanation, the simple wordings for what you will be asked. But in exam, it will be covered in the particular case study. So if from that case study, you have to extract the values which you need to use in the put call parity equation. Okay. So that's all. This is all about the put call parity. See you in the next lecture. Bye bye.